In this video, I want us to have a look at a tweet by EKURU'S, a tweet that spells doom for William Ruto's government. But before we do that, let me say this. Whether you are in Azimio or in Kenya Kwanza, it's a fact the government is getting it completely wrong. And that's actually true and not debatable unless maybe you are trying to achieve some other ulterior motives. Ruto and his team are clearly getting it wrong. And sometimes it becomes very hard to defend a William Ruto's regime because of the open blunders and the extremists such as Moses Kuria, Rigathi Gachagua, Ruto himself, who are in this government. As much as Moi was a dictator, Moi tried to bring the aspect of a unifier, a father figure, some resemblance of a symbol of national unity. It's very interesting that William Ruto, as the president, his office is where Kenyans are being divided more. In fact, I won't be wrong to say, instead of William Ruto using his office to unify the country, he's using his office to divide Kenyans. He's coming out very clearly as a symbol of national disunity. I'm saying that based on a meeting William Ruto held at State House recently, where he gave orders to the Kenya Kwanza leaders to organize counter-Azimio demonstrations. So you are seeing that a president, instead of sending his troops to bring peace, he's sending them to cause more chaos. That cannot be a president uniting the people, but that can only be a person who is dividing the people. So Ruto is using that office very badly to divide our people. EKURU'S shared out a tweet that spells doom for William Ruto and his team. Dr. EKURU'S, with the unfolding events in our country today, I think President William Ruto has made history. Number one, he is the longest serving political figure than even Raila Odinga and former President Uhuru Kenyatta, value yet to be seen. Number two, the man rose from a chicken seller to presidency. Yes. Number three, held powerful dockets in three regimes, Moi, Kibaki, and Kenyatta. And it's interesting, the same William Ruto has been saying he has not been in government. Four, defeated the fake Kenyan dynasties. He created a wonderful term dynasty, something that was non-existent, and then he defeated them. Five, borrowed in a record time Kenya shillings 1.2 trillion in 8 months, and lastly, and most importantly, working very hard with his style of leadership to be a one-term president. I think that's the most important part of the tweet. So in other words, EKURU'S is telling William Ruto that if he doesn't change strategy, he will be a one-term president. And that's what I've always maintained in this forum. And besides that, if you look at the fifth point, borrowed in a record time Kenya shillings 1.2 trillion in 8 months. Yes, in 8 months. Ruto has been telling Kenyans that he increased taxes for his government not to borrow. That's what William Ruto has been saying. And immediately took over. The first thing he did was to remove subsidies on basic commodities that were cushioning the so-called hustlers. When he was doing that, he told Kenyans very well and very clearly that he was doing that not to borrow. And even with this Finance Bill 2023, that has been his narrative. That is doing all that for the country not to borrow. But shockingly, in under 9 months, this government has borrowed 1.2 trillion in under 9 months. In fact, he has borrowed more than any other government that has ruled this country. He has borrowed more than Uhuru Kenyatta. If you look at that duration, you compare the duration and the duration of Uhuru Kenyatta, he has borrowed more than Uhuru, more than Kibaki. So this is a government that is not very honest. And in this video, I want us to dig deep into all this for Kenyans to understand where the truth lies, because there are lots of propaganda and lots of lies being thrown at Kenyans. Lots of propaganda, lots of lies. And even yesterday, looking at Dennis Itumbi, he was lying that Raila Odinga and Uhuru Kenyatta, I think outside the country, that Raila is sick. A lot of lies and propaganda. I want us to dig deep into this for Kenyans to see where the truth lies. If you are watching us but you have not yet subscribed, subscribe, give this video a like. Let's proceed. The first truth: William Ruto cannot win any popular vote in Kenya as I talk. And that's not debatable, it's a fact. He cannot win any popular vote as I talk. What Kenyans should now do in making sure they seal all the loopholes William Ruto can use is making sure they also deny him elected leaders. Any leader supporting William Ruto, a governor, a senator, a member of parliament, an MCA, supporting William Ruto, that leader should be rejected at the ballot, because there is no need of denying him the presidential votes and then you give him elected leaders. He can manipulate those elected leaders to actually cause Kenyans a lot of pain. If Kenyans deny him the presidential votes and even the elected leaders, Ruto will be done. Irrespective of what he plans on doing, he will not succeed. And this is a fact. Kenyans should make sure any leader supporting William Ruto, that leader should be sent packing. And then the second truth, it's no longer about Raila Odinga or about Azimio. For Kenyans to save themselves, they should not even look at a Raila Odinga issue, a Kalonzo issue, an Azimio issue. Any person who will go against a William Ruto's candidature, that's a person who should be supported. It doesn't matter who that person will be. If Kenyans do that, they will stop this dictatorship and this bad leadership we are seeing for the first time in the history of our country. Let them just reject William Ruto in totality, irrespective of who will stand against him. Another truth which Kenyans should know: William Ruto's government has brought serious embarrassment to this country. For the very first time, we are seeing rogue characters being given top government appointments. Moses Kude just the other day was denied. He could not even meet some business individual from the United States of America. But instead of William Ruto sacking him, kicking him out of the government, he's still there. Just the other day, We saw Mama Suluhu talking of kwa jirani kumewaka moto. So Kenya, we are being seen as a failing country, a country where its top leadership are all insane. Total embarrassment to this country. And also, before I conclude, because this is a topic we can talk the whole day, and I want to summarize everything. William Ruto and his team, and Kenyans should take this very seriously. William Ruto and his team, even if given 100 years, I keep on hearing some saying, give him time. Even if given 100 years, and Kenyans should listen to this, the situation will only but worsen. Because by giving them more years, they are getting entrenched in the government, impunity will increase, and corruption, as impunity increases, corruption and oppressiveness will also increase. So Kenyans will be sat on very badly, and if you dare complain, then wounds are being unleashed on you. So even if given 100 years, the situation will not improve. It will only be but worse. Siku njema huonekana asubuhi. The way William Ruto started, all indications are showing that it's going to be a bad day. Siku njema huonekana asubuhi. From what we have seen in the morning, at the beginning of their term, it's all doom. Let me stop it there, ladies and gentlemen. If you want to support or you feel like supporting this forum, contact me through that number below. Let's meet in our next analysis. Thank you.